I am so excited because today we are putting on the new tires. Alright, I will meet you over there. I love you. You say something, dude? What is going on, guys? It is a fine, super fine day here in Southwest PA. And today I am going to talk to you about tires. The reason I'm going to talk to you about tires is because it's super important. It can be a little bit of a confusing topic for new riders because there's such a variety out there. And you also might be getting your first new pair of shoes, right? Like, it's the end of August. Tomorrow's September 1st, which is wild. And yeah, a lot of people, this is about the time where they're thinking about getting their new shoes or tires. I don't think anybody else calls them shoes but me. But again, it's a super important topic. And I'll be honest, I kind of got some bad advice one time. They didn't mean to, obviously. Nobody really means to give bad advice. But they told me it doesn't really matter what tire you get. You're a new rider, so you're not really going to be able to tell the difference. And I do agree with that to a point, and I agree with that to sports tires. But you are stopping, right, my friend? Yes. But I don't really think that's the case with everything. So the very first piece of advice I would give somebody when they're looking at tires is match the shoe to the sport, right? You don't wear cowboy boots on a basketball court, right? So if you're only doing sports riding, you would probably be considering sports tires, and vice versa. If you tour a lot or you want to ride a lot, you would probably want to consider a touring tire, an all-purpose tire, a rain tire. That's definitely the first piece of advice. And I know that sounds like common sense, but to be honest with you, a lot of things in life are common sense, but you would be surprised of it just gets overlooked because it's like kind of almost irrelevant information, but it's like the first step, right? So match the shoe to the sport. Whatever you're trying to do, get the tire that's going to perform in that, because tires are different. Sports tires and touring tires are different. The compounds are different. Sports tires wear out faster. The profile of the tire is different. Like those Pirelli Rossi 4s, those have like a V shape. That's not a V, but it's more V than U shape, and that's to whenever you're on the side of the wheel, you're getting more contact area and more grip and all that stuff. So there are differences between tires. Not all tires are the same, and tires are expensive for a reason because there's a lot of engineering involved in them. The second piece of advice I would definitely give somebody getting their first pair of shoes, tires, is don't cheap out on tires, man. Do not get cheap tires. You do whatever you want, but your tires are your first point of contact with the road. They are so vital. They really are. Now I'm going to be a little contradictory here, because I'm going to at once tell you, get expensive tires, then don't get expensive tires and all that, but it will make sense here in a second. But all in all, in general, don't get cheap tires. If you see tires like $100 or whatever, I would personally stay away from them, because you're either going to spend did they pave this road too? Son of a gun, they are doing every single road. I am so limited where I can ride right now because I just got these tires. I don't want to eat them up like that, man. These are expensive tires. What was I saying? Crap, you bastard, you screwed me up. Oh yeah, just don't get expensive tires, man. It really is important. The third piece of advice I would definitely say is you don't have to go all out on tires. Now, I just said don't cheap out. Now I'm telling you, don't go all out. I believe that you don't have to go all out on certain types of tires, specifically sports tires. And the reason I say that, there's several reasons why I say that. The first reason financially, if finance isn't a problem, then this doesn't really matter to you. But financially, tires are extremely expensive, man. And I'm going to be picking on those Pirelli Rossi 4s, like the best of the best sports tires. I am going to kind of pick on those tires as like the antagonist in this scenario. So I don't think that you need to get like the best of the best tires whenever it comes to sports tires, because one, money, okay, but besides the money aspect, let's just be honest, you're not going to utilize the full potential of that tire as a new rider. You would not be able to tell the difference between Rossi 4s and Dunlop Road Sport Max 2s, whatever the OEM is on a Ninja 650. Oh, this is a happy little accident. So you're really not going to be able to tell the difference between those tires. You're just not. And to spend that kind of money on something you're not really going to use doesn't make much sense. Because I'll be honest with you, these are Road 6. They cost me $520. Now, assuming you are also a new rider and you don't know how to put on tires yourself, then you're looking at anywhere from $100 to $120 per tire to get them put on. I do not have a tire machine, so I had to pay somebody to put my tires on. So all in all, it cost me like $760 to get shoes on my bike. Like, that's ridiculous. And going back to the Rossies, if you're getting that kind of tire, you're not using all the tire. Tires like that have soft compounds, so they wear out very quickly, and you just don't get a lot of life out of them. So as a new rider, somebody who's wanting to ride all the time, you got a very limited saddle time in them. And the other important thing to note about those tires in general go through heat cycles, right? You're riding them, they warm up, they cool down, they warm up, they cool down. When you do that, the polymers break down, they get weak, they pull up to the surface of the tire, and they kind of wash away or whatever. Now, that happens with all tires, but it's kind of detrimental for sports tires because that's your grippiness. Also, the tires can lose grip without even looking like they need to be replaced yet. For example, my Road 5s, I rode the hell out of them. I rode them to the wire show. Not good, stupid. I can risk a blowout. I get that. Money comes down to money. But with something like that, I'm just kind of being unsafe about it in a straight line, commuting line. Again, it's not smart. I'm not arguing that it's smart. I'm just saying, if you are looking at a tire that is... What are you doing? They're doing whatever, dude. I don't know what they're doing. But, this guy is jacked up. Maybe the guy in front can't see, man. We don't know what the other person's situation is. Maybe they can't see. Maybe they're having a heart attack. I mean, people are just so freaking unnecessary. But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, but with the like Rossies and things like that, you might be able to be in a situation where, and he's going to do something dumb, I can tell. You might be in a situation where you're running the tires and not even know that they are bad because you're a new rider, you're kind of ignorant in that aspect, and you can end up in a bad situation. The psychological aspect of those tires, and this is all on the rider, doesn't mean that this is you necessarily, but tires give you like false hope sometimes, man. Which way are you going? So I'm going this way. Hold on, let me... Oh, I do want to go west on 36, actually. This is a really pretty road. But the kind of psychological aspect of it, too, is tires can give you confidence. And sometimes confidence is misleading, and that can lead to cockiness. Just because your tires can do that doesn't mean you can do that. The tire can only do what the rider... how do I want to word this? How the rider rides them, right? Because, like, you see those guys that are leaning over all crazy and stuff, they're not just doing that on a free whim. Son of a bitch, man. Damn it. I gotta turn around. I'm not riding this. I'm just not riding it. This looks like a awesome place to get a nail and a brand new tire. Jeez Louise. Hold on. Do this. Do this. Yeah, it's not that I'm scared to ride on the gravel. I don't want to eat up my tires. I do not want to eat up these tires. But yeah, they can kind of give you a false hope. And oh yeah, that's what I was talking about with, like, you know, bikes like that. How long is this? 10 minutes, and I'm still talking about the same damn thing. Damn it. You know, they really do have to load the tire. They have to progressively brake. They're collapsing that suspension. They're increasing the contact area of the contact patch of the tire on the road, right? More surface area, more grip, coefficient of kinetic friction, all that fun stuff, right? So they know how to ride. If they're not doing that, they're not riding like that. And you know, sometimes it's just one of those situations where a new rider might not know. And look, hey, listen, I don't want to sound like I'm gatekeeping. At the end of the day, dude, you do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just saying that things are expensive, and you really don't need those tires as a new rider. You can perfectly do exactly what you're trying to do with, like, I don't know, Dunlop Road Sport Max 2, whatever the hell they are. Again, OEM on Ninja. Woohoo, gravel. There's a lot of gravel. But yeah, that's kind of just my 2 cents about that. I really don't think you need to go, you know, Super Saiyan on tires like that. Now, where I do think that you should go expensive on tires are like the Road 6 and tires like that, because those are a little bit different, because these are like everyday riding, right? These tires are designed, woohoo, more gravel, to do rain and to do long rides. Like they're designed as a touring tire, right? And I think in that aspect, it's okay to get the most out of it, because unlike the Rossies, where you won't use all that tire, these you are going to use all that tire. And you know, something like wet grip is a lot different than like the last couple millimeters of compound on the sidewall of a super sport tire, right? Does that make sense? Like, you're always going to be on this area of the tire, so it makes sense that it is really good and it's going to do what it needs to do. You know, with sports tires, again, you're kind of limiting yourself on when you can ride. Again, if you want to ride only whenever it's 70 degree out, or you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you are kind of limiting yourself to when you can ride. And I don't know, that sucks to me. I think it sucks, but I kind of only ride motorcycle now. I gotta figure out what I'm going to do about my bike. I cannot ride this thing in the winter again. It's supposed to be an extra bad winter. I don't mind it, but whenever it's like, you know, extra outside, it's a bit much. Oh my goodness. Okay, away. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, tires. But yeah, that's kind of where I think that you should spend a little bit more money on tires like that. Now, there are some really good alternatives if you're looking for like a all-purpose, all-weather tire. My Battle Axe T32s from Bridgestone, they were like $50 less than this, and they were great tires. They were superior tires. I really like those tires. I got about 7,500 miles on them, 8,000 miles on them. I got a decent amount of time on them. Where do I want to go? I guess I could just loop back. I don't want to go on the interstate. I really don't want to go on the interstate. You are yielding, correct, Mundo? Oh, you want to You want to play. But yeah, I don't know, man. That's kind of my 2 cents about tires. Obviously, I'm just a dude on the internet. You do what you want to do. Yes, again, Rossi's are great tires. I'm not saying that they're not great tires. I would love to ride those tires to really feel what they feel like, but they're just impractical for me. I ride too much. I ride all the time, and I'm poor. So financially, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So all I'm saying, at the end of the day, get what you want, but really cater to what you're trying to do with motorcycling. If you really just want to take it out in the twisties, you have a very busy life, you have a family and kids and a really good job, and you're not riding every day, and you know, this really is just like a hobby, fun sport thing for you to do, then get whatever tire you want. You know, the Rossi's could be a great tire. But if you are kind of financially strapped and you figured out the big great lie being motorcycles are cheap. I'll get a motorcycle, it's so much cheaper than a car. Go screw yourself. Obviously, that's not what's going on. I mean, I guess in some aspects, but not in all aspects. But yeah, that's the big thing. Is just kind of, you know, match the shoe to the sport, you know. And there are some really good all-purpose, all-weather tires, touring tires out there. I'm not an expert. This is only my 4th pair. I've had the Dunlops. I had the Battle Axe T32s. I actually, did I get those twice? No. Road Smart OEMs, Battle Axe, Road 5s, Road 6. Yeah. So, yep. Just do what you want, as long as you're safe with it. Just be a smart rider. That's all. Or not. You know, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I want you to be safe. I'm a big advocate for motorcycle safety, but, you know, people are going to do what they want to do. But I did hope that this video helped you in some sort of way. 17 minutes, that's long enough. If you did like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about tires. Was I right? Was I wrong? What's your personal opinion on tires? What do you like to run? And if you have recommendations for tires, put them in the comments. Let other riders, new people learning about motorcycles, see your opinion. Just don't be a dick about it. You know what I mean? So anyways, I will see you guys later. As always, I already said it. I will see you in the next one.